Hello, my name's Greg Harradine. I'm a composer, and on this episode of Good Art, Bad Art, I'll be talking about the composition Nautilus by Anna Meredith from her 2016 album Varmints. And yeah, this piece, if you haven't heard it, it's kind of, you might say it's a combination between classical music and electronic music. Yeah, I think genre labels are kind of unhelpful, but go and listen to it. It's a very powerful piece. And I'll talk about why I love it so much. I think it's fantastic. It does divide people, I think it's fair to say. Those classical music fans of a more conservative, who have a more conservative taste, may not like it always. One YouTube commenter wrote, "Absolute trash, I loathe it." But whereas another YouTube commenter said, "Phenomenal piece of music, a masterpiece that will still be played in 100 years." And often I think when music has something to say, when it's saying something fresh, it can divide opinion. But I'm firmly on the side of the second commenter there. I can't predict if it will be played in 100 years. I do not know, but I think it's great. Let me give a little background, just a quick bit of background, then I'll talk about the track itself. So this piece, what I'll read now actually is something that Anna Meredith wrote herself, right? It's coming from her own mouth, her own mind. So she said, "Nautilus was written as a sort of call to arms for myself, and was one of the first tracks I wrote when I started to work in electronics alongside my acoustic or orchestral writing. This shift was my way to reclaim some power over my writing, making albums where I would be in complete control. It's a lovely full circle for this piece to now be rearranged back to an orchestral form. Because, yes, initially it was recorded by her and some other musicians for her album, but since it's been arranged into a full orchestral piece, arranged by Jack Moss, and you can get the arrangement from Faber Music, and orchestras have and will continue to perform this piece." Anna Meredith also said that she came up with the rising chromatic line, which I'll talk more about soon, while stomping along a beach in Scotland. I like that. I live in Scotland. She is, of course, a Scottish composer. And the title Nautilus, of course, Nautilus is a mollusk that lives in the sea. So this all kind of makes sense. Now, what is it then? What happens in this composition? Well, to begin with, not a lot. We hear this kind of brass fanfare on a clear A major chord, a compound time, da-dum, 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 da-dum. We're in 12/8, and it has this feeling of like almost a heartbeat, or you might say it's almost an iambic rhythm, like in poetry, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. And it just doesn't change for about 30 seconds. Quite minimalist, yes? And you're starting to think, okay, well, where's this leading? We've only heard one harmony. But then we have this aggressive, rising chromatic brass line, that comes in. And we're going through all 12 notes of the chromatic scale, right? Starting on A, da-dum, 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 moving up a semitone at a time, generally with two notes on a rhythm of 2 beats on each note. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. And what happens, though, interestingly, is sometimes a note is lingered on for longer. Yes, we stay on a note a little longer than the other notes. And the notes that are lingered on, first of all, is C natural, which provides a real clash with the C sharp in the A major chord, right? Bit of a clash there, bit ominous. And then the other note that stayed on for longer is D sharp, or the tritone above A. Again, provides the clash there. So we're getting this mixture of kind of triumphant A major chord with this kind of dark quality of the bass line. And I find that the mixture of the kind of ecstatic quality of this track, it's high energy and it's bright because of the major chord. It's balanced with this seemingly chaotic, chromatic rising line, which emphasizes some darker notes, the C natural, the D sharp. And that blend of light and dark, of kind of organization, clear major chord with some amount of chaos, I find very compelling. Someone said in a YouTube comment, someone said, "Dear God, Beethoven has been resurrected," which I disagree with that comment really, but I get what they're aiming at. There's a sort of bombastic kind of confidence in this track that is a bit Beethovenian in a way. I sort of get that. And yeah, this writing of the piece is kept interesting by a few other factors. So also, I said we're in 12/8. Every now and then, but this chromatic line, it's played through once, and then the second time it's played through, it's slightly altered. Yeah, so it's different the second time, and in the final bar, it's longer. We have an extra beat. We have a bar of 15/8, so 5 beats in that bar, which really again makes me think of iambic pentameter. Which of course came from, Chaucer initially wrote poetry in that meter in English, but Shakespeare really popularized it massively. That keeps it fresh, right? It makes it a little different. It keeps you guessing. It seems more unpredictable, yeah? But then a big part of this is further on in the composition, 2/3 of the way in, we have a drum beat entering. Not in compound time, but in simple time, we switch to 4/4. But the rhythm, the dump da dump da dump, stays the same. So we feel it as two different rhythms going against each other. Yeah. So it becomes da dum da dum. It becomes semi-quaver quaver, semi-quaver quaver, right? Going in this 4/4 time. So that rhythm continues, but it's shifting, it's phasing across this 4/4 drum beat. Very powerful, and a really nice, unexpected moment. The first time you hear it, you think, "Whoa!" and your mind's torn in two. Which rhythm am I following here? Am I trying to keep hold of the compound time, or abandon that and get into the more simple 4/4 beat? Yes, and before that, we get this nice, again, ominous, simple bass line that comes in, which first of all goes from an A down to C sharp major, but then we get F natural, and then D. So yeah, again, we're mixing major and minor here. F naturals from the A would be in an A minor scale, and then A down to C natural a second time minor, then F sharp major. So it's a real blend of tonalities. Anyway, it's fantastic. I love this composition. I give it a score of 85 out of 100. Very good indeed. Go and listen to any of Anna Meredith's work. I'm going to check out more myself. Please let me know what I should look at next time on Good Art, Bad Art, and see you soon.